We also have in our midst Hon.Eric Opoku, Deputy Director, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation, Cocoa Board. We also have in our midst Dr. Peter Buama Otokono, Director, Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness. Please, I'll give it up for him. And please permit me to be biased here. Please, let's appreciate my own boss, the CEO of GEPA, Lawyer Francis Kojo Kwatin Atta. Please, let's give it up for him. I also have my deputy CEO here in the person of Mr. Ambrose Insaka, who is the deputy CEO in charge of operations and administration. We also have with us here this morning Professor Abukari Al-Hassan, who is the West Africa Center for Shared Innovation and Research from UDS. We also have with us the chairman of the National Planning Committee of the World Shea Expo 2025, in the person of Mr. Alexander Dajawa of GEPA. Please, shall we appreciate him? At this point, we'll zoom in straight into the program, and then, as and when time would permit, we'll acknowledge the presence of every dignitary present. We are going to receive a welcome message from the CEO of GEPA in the person of Lawyer Francis Kojo Kwatin Atta. Please, shall we appreciate him as he watches the program? Thank you.
Honorable Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf, Peter Buama Otokono, PhD, Director of the Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness at the Office of the President, representatives of invited institutions, CEOs of partner institutions and agencies, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Before I inflict on you my speech, I noticed that the MC kept mentioning GEPA, and I was asking myself, how many of us in this house knows GEPA? Well, GEPA simply stands for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. As my senior brother will say, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority is for short and GEPA is for long. On behalf of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, I warmly welcome you all to the official launching of the second edition of the Global Shea Expo 2025. Today marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to further enhance the transformation of the shea industry in Ghana. As we are preparing to implement the second edition of this important expo, dedicated to the development and promotion of the shea value chain for increased employment and revenue generation, we should reflect on the strong foundation laid by the inaugural edition held last year. The maiden edition laid a perfect foundation for what promises to be an annual event on the calendar of economic activities in Northern Region. Indeed, the enthusiasm and collaboration from all stakeholders in making it a success has demonstrated that with a concerted effort and a little more attention being focused on the sector, the shea industry can become a solid catalyst for inclusive and sustainable development in Ghana. This year's Expo could not have come at a better time, as it is fully and strategically aligned with His Excellency President John Dramani Mahame's vision of accelerated export development, of which the agricultural and agribusiness sectors are key components. This bold agenda aims to diversify our export base, increase non-traditional export earnings, and improve the global competitiveness of value-added Ghanaian products, with the shea sector standing out as one of the priority sectors of government as far as value addition and employment are concerned. Through this Expo, we hope to focus special attention on the remaining challenges that the sector faces, solicit support from government and the private sector to solve them in order that the full potential of the shea is harnessed for national economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, research shows that only about 40% of available shea nuts in the world are currently being picked or harvested for processing. This means that a staggering 60% of this natural resource is lost annually. Now, what this means is, after the fruit is harvested, it is left in the wild. The shea producers are only able to move about 40% to their factories. Now, by the time they come back the following day to deal with the remaining ones, the natural owners of the farm, the forest themselves, have dealt with it. Hence, it is the duty of you and I to see how we can come together to make sure that those in the shea value chain, especially the producers, are able to have the complement of at least 80% of the fruits to their factories. Then we will know that we are in business. Ladies and gentlemen, this narrative must change. The focus of the Expo will be in 3 parts. The exhibition of shea products, as you can see on my right hand, and seminars on important topics, as well as export clinics to be organized, especially for the young people, so they will be attracted to build their careers in the sector. On these notes, I am happy to say that myself and my deputies at the Ghana Export Promotion Authorities are very soon going to roll out a program that we have christened Youth in Exports. And the exporting or the dealing of shea will be one of the key initiatives. Let me take this opportunity at this juncture to express my deep gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, whose support has been instrumental in steering national focus towards the development of the shea sector. His vision for the export sector is unmatched, and we are happy that with his support, the sector will become a key contributor to the non-traditional exports in the next few years. Before I resume my seat, I would like to thank the Directorate of the Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness, and especially my good friend, Peter Buama Otokono, PhD, and all the collaborating institutions and agencies for coming on board strongly in support of the program. I look forward to a very successful launch and the subsequent organization of the main event in September 2025. Thank you and you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Chief. Please, we can do better. Let's put our hands together for Laura Francis to look at it. In fact, when I leave here, one of the things I'm going to be doing is to start with my pursuit for a PhD. Because once you have a PhD, you'll always get a mention And you would always be acknowledged at gatherings. Thank you very much once again, Lawyer Francis Kojo Kwarteng, actor, CEO of GEPA. We now will take a remark from Savannah Golden Tree Limited, SGTL. Please, shall we put our hands together for SGTL as we walk to the podium.
Thank you very much, MC. On behalf of Savannah Golden Tree, I'm here to make a remark for the board chair of Savannah Golden Tree, Alhaji Isufu Imoro Al-Hassan. But my name is Eric Banya, so I'm only doing this. I'm reading this particular speech on his behalf. Good morning, distinguished guests, partners, members of the media, fellow friends in the share industry. It's a pleasure to welcome you all as we officially begin the journey to the World Shea Expo 2025, which is happening in Tamale, September 2nd to September 4th. Let me begin with a heartfelt appreciation to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the President's support for this project in particular and the share sector at large is nothing short of inspiring. The President's commitment to reviving the Bupe Share Factory is not just about infrastructure, but it's also about dignity, jobs, and a better future for our women and the youth. It signals hope, it signals action, and it sets the tone for a real lasting socio-economic transformation of the Savannah regions. We are deeply grateful for your leadership and your belief in our people, Mr. President. As the main organizer, Savannah Golden Tree Limited brings both capacity and proven expertise to drive this movement forward. With deep roots in the share industry, with a track record of empowering rural women and building sustainable value chains, Savannah Golden Tree understands what it takes to turn the vision into reality. Our commitment to organizing the World Share Expo stems from the simple belief that Ghana's share sector deserves a platform of global scale. On that note, Ghana showcases its potentials, attracts investment, and uplifts the very people we have kept alive for several generations. Today's event is more than a press launch. It marks a new chapter, an opportunity to spotlight the women in Northern Ghana, the communities, the entrepreneurs who have long powered the share industry, but often without recognition. To our partners and supporters, we thank you for your belief in this particular vision. We have come far, but there is still a lot to go. We therefore invite all corporate entities, development partners, policymakers to join us accomplish this vision, which is a national project with a global impact objective. We also extend our deep appreciation to our organizing partners, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Exim Bank, Cocoa Board, Kokoshi, the Northern Regional Coordinating Council, Northern Development Authority, and all other partners that we have been working with over the period. To our friends in the media, your role is extremely important in this particular endeavor. We ask not just for you to cover today's program, but for you to continue the support in telling this powerful story in the share sector. Because when the share industry grows, rural communities will thrive, women will be empowered, and Ghana's share will grow stronger within the African continent. Let's make the 2025 World Share Expo more than just an event. Let's make it a real turning point for Ghana's share industry. We look forward to seeing you all in Tamale. God bless all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eric Banya. Please, shall we put our hands together once again for him? Next on our item is a remark from Exim Bank. I haven't seen the CEO here. Okay, so we'll skip that. So we move straight to the rep from Cocoa Board, who will deliver a remark on behalf of their CEO. Shall we please welcome him to the podium?
Honorable Regional Minister, Dr. Peter Boamotukuno from the Presidential Initiative on Agriculture and Agribusiness, CEOs of GEPA, you said Ghana Export Promotion Authority. On behalf of Ghana, the CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board, Dr. Randy Abe, he asked me to step in his shoes because he's equally engaged in another national assignment. When you mention Cocoa Board, what comes to mind is cocoa. Then you ask yourself. However, Cocoa Board, we don't only deal, or we don't have just the mandate on cocoa. Our mandate extends to coffee and shea. Until recently, when TCDA was formed, where they took over the shea crop, we have still been supporting them in terms of research for them to get the best planting materials, for them to ensure that the shea industry improves. What we realize is that the story of shea has not been told well. I say this because when you look at the value chain actors, right from the picking of the nuts to the processing, export, and then opportunities that we get under the shea industry, you see that nothing has not been told. The story has not been expounded like how cocoa is being done. Because we realize that when it comes to the southern belt of the country, cocoa has taken over and is being sold out. And it's helping in the development of the southern sector as well. When it comes to the middle sector, cashew has taken over the middle sector. So I think it is time for us to expand the interest and then the exposure that shea will give to the northern belt. It has been mentioned over here that it's going to create a lot of jobs. It's going to help the rural communities, and it is time for us to crusade for this expo, through this expo, for the shea to take over the northern belt of Ghana. I also have this trade under the Ghana Statistical Service Trade Report. It will interest you that shea was among the top 10 exports in the country for the year 2024. And among the three agri-commodities, shea was the third, next to cocoa and cashew. So if cocoa has taken the southern belt, cashew has taken the middle belt, I believe shea should be able to take the northern belt. Then Ghana will develop equally. Cocoa Board has a staff station under the Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana at Boli. That's the president's hometown. And I think it's time we take this opportunity to use the existing infrastructure at Boli to help propagate the shea industry. In that industry, although we are helping the Tree Crop Development Authority, although they've taken the shea crop as part of their mandate, Cocoa Board has not left it to them alone. We are helping, supporting them when it comes to research in the gestation period of shea. And just recently, I was talking to one of the scientists who told me now that the gestation period used to be around 20 years, but now they reduced it to 3 to 5 years through the research that they carried out at the substation. And so I think this is good news to the share industry. We are also looking at helping in increasing yields of this share, so it wouldn't be, and then improving on technologies that will help in bringing together this share, which the CEO of GEPA just mentioned, that 60% of these nuts get missing. It is time we get the technology to gather all these shares to make sure we expand the share industry. Not only that, and at the head office of Cocoa Board, we have a share unit which looks at the policy aspect, and you will believe that this share unit helped in the through the government of Ghana, helped in developing the share development strategy 2015 to 2030. It is also the unit has the mandate of conservation through share tree conservation through community sensitization and so on, and also carry out socioeconomic research, which to get challenges that the share industry faces, and then put it in documented for it to be used as next steps. Cocoa Board has also been supporting this share industry when it comes to the National Farmers Awards. Last year, we awarded 55 district share pickers, that's how we call them, and 5 regional awardees, as well as 1 national share picker. And it will interest you to know that over the years, since 2019, I think I had a chat with the Savannah Golden Tree Limited, one of the men. I was told Cocoa Board has really helped in the planning committee for this Shea Expo since 2019. And it will interest you to know that if Cocoa Board is doing this, it means Cocoa Board has a commitment to this expo that is going to be launched today. I think I stand on these protocols, existing protocols, and also to inform you that Cocoa Board is committed to this launch and the expo that will be held in Tamale. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amengo. Please, is it Amengo? Amengo. So I've just been corrected that it is not Ameno, Amengo. Thank you very much for the correction, sir. Please, let's put our hands together once again for me. Before I call the next person to come in and give the remark, I would like to appreciate a few more dignitaries who have joined us this morning. We have in our midst Musa Sibiri Hamidu, that's the Deputy CEO, Finance and Administration of the Ghana Free Zones Authority. We also have in our midst Honorable Samila Ibrahim, the Northern Development Authority Deputy CEO. Jamila. Okay. Thank you very much for the correction. We also have in our midst Al-Hassan Bukari, President Kokoshi. Al-Haji Al-Hassan Bukari, President of Kokoshi. Please, let's see you. And then we also have Hamid Mumuni, Upper West Chief Farmer in our midst. Thank you very much, sir. And then lastly, we have Nana Abbas, a share farmer in the Oti region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I will call on the rep for the Northern Development Authority to deliver her speech. Thank you. Shall we please put our hands together as she walks the podium?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, Mr. Chairman, head and representatives of partner organizations, friends from the media, all protocol is observed. The Northern Development Authority is proud to partner with the World Shea Expo 2025 as a partner organization. As a government vehicle responsible for the accelerated development of Northern Ghana, we recognize the pivotal role the shea industry plays in empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the shea value chain. The NDA, that is the Northern Development Authority, is committed in contributing to the success of this groundbreaking initiative by providing logistics support, including fuel vehicles and drivers, to facilitate groundwork and support the smooth execution of the Expo's activity. Thank you. It is gratifying to state that the World Shea Expo aligns with the authority's strategic mandate to drive economic growth and development in Northern Ghana. We believe that by empowering women and youth-led SMEs, we can unlock the region's potential and create a lasting impact. We look forward to engaging with all collaborating agencies and relevant stakeholders to explore opportunities for investment and partnership towards advancing initiatives that seek to develop the shea value chain. We are confident that the Expo will provide a platform, meaningful dialogue, collaboration, and growth. So on this note, I want to assure Dr. Mr. Otukono that we are ready, and we assure you that we work together to ensure that this thing comes to pass. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Jamila. We will still continue with some acknowledgement of dignitaries in our midst this morning. We also have in our midst Mrs. Emma Odame Entry, HR Director, Ghana Enterprise Agency. Please, I will ask you to welcome her. At this point, we will take some commitment messages from our partners. If there is any partner here who has a commitment message to deliver, we would please call on you to walk up stage to deliver that commitment message. Thank you very much. Please, I will put our hands together for Ghana's approach.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Remarks by the President of Kokoshi, Alhaji Alassane Bukari, the Chairman, distinguished guests, CEOs present, the media, friends of the shea industry. I am glad that the 2025 World Shea Expo is being launched today. Kokoshi is fully committed to partner Savannah Golden Tree Limited and others to ensure a successful second edition of the World Shea Expo coming on in Tamale this September. We commit to contribute our quota to achieve this success. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll now listen to Professor Abukari from the UDS. Thank you very much.
Good morning, and then, Mr. Chairman, permit me to stand on the assistant protocol. I bring you warm greetings from the University for Development Studies. especially from the West African Center for Shared Innovation and Research. I know UDS is strategically located, and then it's just amazing to see on the high table here a fruit. Then you find some cosmetics, you find soaps, you find the kernel. What is missing here is a tree itself. And you can see that Shea has a lot to offer. And then we, as researchers in academia, our role is to facilitate the research component of this, play a leading role in terms of policy advocacy, in terms of research, and all activities that will promote the industry. On behalf of my Vice Chancellor and the whole University for Development Studies, we pledge our support and our commitment, especially to the Office of the President, that we are committed to provide the technical expertise that will be required to run this particular World Shea Expo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. You are the reason why I would like to become a professor one day. At this point, we would like to acknowledge members of the National Planning Committee of the World Shea Expo. Please, shall we be upstanding whilst we also receive some of the applause? Yes, please, let's see you. Thank you very much for the very hard work you are doing. The Lord richly bless you. We will take the last commitment message from the Free Zones, Ghana Free Zones Authority. So please, let's welcome the Deputy CEO of Ghana Free Zones Authority.
Mr. Chairman of the Expo, what's the name? Shea Expo. The World Shea Expo. Our regional minister, Northern Regional Minister, comrades, all protocols observed. In fact, you can see we have got an itinerary of how the program is going to be organized in Tamale. And when they brought the itinerary, we got the information only yesterday. Our plan was to actually participate in the real program which is going to take place in Tamale. But I said, no, I have to come and participate briefly to see how the organization is. I take the opportunity to welcome all of us and mention that those of us who are at Free Zones, we represent a special economic zone concept that provides specialized services to people who are prospective investors and come to our economy to, support in the concept of industrialization. We all know about government's commitment in the agri sector. And I think one of the very important things that has been identified is the share. And there are a lot of prospective investors who have shown so much interest in investing in the share industry. And for those of us who are from there, we have taken the opportunity to explain the products that can come out of the share industry. And we have had engagement with a lot of people. I think about last week when I went there, when I went to Japan, we had an Expo 2025. And you go there, you see a miniature of the shea tree, a miniature of the cocoa tree. And I think I appreciate the message from the Ghana Cocoa Board. That is very significant. You look at it, most investors now, because of the concept of the gold board, you realize that a lot of investors are showing a lot of interest in cashew, in cocoa, and now in shea. And so we are making all the efforts that we can put in place to make sure that at least investors, when they come, they turn their attention there. And I can assure you that in the World Expo, we are going to have some investors who have already put in their applications to invest in that area to participate in the larger expo in the northern region. But more particularly, people look at the concept of share as just a business. It is not just a business. It is something that a lot of people survive on. It is something that creates a lot of livelihood for a lot of people. And then if you look at we in free zones, our concept is to see how we can also create opportunities for people in terms of employment. And so for those who want to invest in the share industry, it's going to be a multiplier where a lot of jobs will be created, particularly for the youth. And these are some of the ripple effects. A lot of people who come down to the south for reasons of Kayaye, this concept of share, World Share Expo, when it is done and the opportunities are created, it is likely to curb the issue of Kayaye. A lot of people will turn their attention there because they will employ a lot of youth, especially the girl child, and we have opportunities in cities. So I think it's an opportunity to be part of this program, and I want to assure you that Ghana Free Zones is a significant partner. We have started talking to our investors, and we know when they come, they are going to show a lot of interest in investing in the share area. I'm familiar with the Tama and other products that are here. I think in the US market, there's a particular company that produces the shea butter. They started in, the Upper East. Now they have expanded. You go there and you see a lot of products from the shea. And I think that is so significant. What we encourage them to do is that wherever they produce, they should try as much as possible to indicate that they are products that were produced in Ghana. And that will tell a very good story about the share. So thank you very much. I'm so grateful to be part of it. But we have something that we have put together, and we share a lot when we meet at the Expo platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Deputy CEO, Ghana Free Zones Authority. We are gradually getting to the apex of this event. The excitement is on, and everybody is happy to know what is next. The reason why we are gathered here, very soon we'll get to hear that. But before that happens, we have one very last dignitary in our midst who will deliver a remark. And then after that, the main person would come and speak. So please help me welcome the Northern Regional Minister in the person of Honorable Ali Abdul John. A very key partner indeed. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Let me stand on the already established protocols so that we can buy time. The professor just left here. He was without a paper, but I'm not a professor, so pardon me. Distinguished guests, partners in development, members of the media, the cherished stakeholders in this industry. I am with profound pride and joy that I welcome you to this official lunch this morning. We all know that the very official one will be in Tamale. And I am proud to be the host region. And I know that hosting this prestigious event will not only be an honor to our region, but a resounding affirmation of the strategic role our communities play in Ghana's agricultural future. The theme, which is empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the share value chain, the role of the government and financial institution. It speaks directly to our lives reality. In the northern region and across Ghana's share belt, women are the pillars of the share value chain, often bearing the hardest labor with the least reward. Our youth, meanwhile, carry innovation, energy, and a desire to build businesses, but face limited access to capital, training, and market opportunities. We all know very well of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's and the NDC government's policy of the 24-hour economy. Let me state it very clear that the share industry will fit very well into that policy. I, as a representative of the president in my region, will have serious interest for this share exposure. And I can assure you that from the side of the RCC and the entire region of the Northern, we shall do everything possible to let this succeed. We know very well what this means to us as a people. And thankfully enough, we have the institutions, the UDS, where every research can take place concerning the share. We also are lucky in our sister region, that is the Savannah region, we have the share factory there. And so we will have no reason not to get our lives transformed if we take the share industry very serious. I stand on behalf of the people of my region to give you this firm assurance that come 2nd September to 4th September this year, we shall prepare fully to welcome all of you to Tamale, where we will have the official lunch. And you will see every indication, even as you travel to enter Tamale, that this is a ready region that you will never regret putting your investment in. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you that firm assurance that we have already started the process of sensitizing our women in the rural areas through our assembly members and some NGOs to get prepared for the launch of this program and tighten up their belts and know that the 40% share nuts that they pick every year and allow the rest of the 60% to go waste will become a thing of the past. And so the women in my region see it as welcoming news, and they can already see some transformation in their lives if they take this very serious. And so once more, on behalf of my regional coordinating council and on my own behalf, I want to thank all of you, especially the organizers, for organizing this forum today and extending an invitation to me to be part of it. I want to state clearly that I stand to benefit more than every other region as far as the share industry is concerned. If there is any region that want to challenge me, I can defend myself. I know Savannah will want to challenge me. But the fact that you have the factories in Savannah doesn't mean that you can feed the factory. We shall feed it for you. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I thank all of you for participating fully at this program. And I'm equally very happy to be part of this program. To the media, let me state, you have come here and you have listened to us very well. Try as much as possible, and don't let our stories end in this hall. Let the world hear it. Let everybody who will watch telly and who will listen hear that this is what we are starting today. And they should know that come 2nd to 4th of this year in September, we shall be in my region, that is the northern region, where the program will be officially launched. I want to thank all of you for giving me this opportunity. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much. Professor, even though I'm holding the paper, you can see that at the point I left the paper. Thank you very much.
Please, shall we go down to him? I have listened to the industry players, I've listened to the professor, and I've also listened to the politician. How many of you heard the number of assurances he gave? At least I counted the number of assurances, and I can tell you there were more than 10. And so we would hold honorable to those promises and assurances he gave us. Thank you very much, Honorable. Before we invite our next speaker, there is a short presentation that we will do, and that presentation would be on the World Shea Expo 2025. The concept of it before the big man from the Jubilee House comes to speak to us. To do this for us, we would welcome to the podium Mr. Eric Opoku, the project director. Please, let's put our hands together for him. This presentation is going to be a very short one, very brief one, and he is very good when it comes to doing presentations, because he's also almost a PhD holder. So please, let's appreciate him.
Thank you very much. You see, when they tax you like this, you don't know whether you are able to deliver up to that point or not. Now, I also have my professor sitting here. I'm not sure whether he's going to be marking what I'm saying or he's going to be listening to it and say, okay, this is my student, he's doing very well. But basically, my role here is to present an overview of the shea sector. And I'm sure we are all happy seeing the products and the fruits that are also here. So, all protocols observed. Honorable Dr. Opoku, this particular presentation is to update the partners on the state of the shea sector that we have, based on which we are going to be organizing this expo to develop the shea sector. So basically, I'm sure almost everybody is aware or probably have seen or have eaten the shea fruit before, right? Perfect. Shea is a singular natural resource found exclusively in Africa. So it's a very good product for us. And generally it spans from the western corridors of Senegal all the way to the eastern part of Southern Sudan, covering an area of almost 1 million square kilometers. And in Ghana, it's predominantly found in the Savannah ecological zone of northern Ghana and the adjoining districts of Oti, Bono, East, Bono, and Ahafo. So all those who are there, you will see basically the shea. And basically it covers an area of about 77,760 square kilometers within this enclave. We can estimate almost about 9.4 million trees growing in the world. And I don't like using the word wild because they are also on family lands and people are deliberately protecting them. So we have about 9.4 million trees all over. Generally, it is described as the cocoa of the north. And for those who are very affectionate, they call it the woman's gold. And it's virtually a household name in northern Ghana. Unfortunately, and that's the sad part of it, about 5,000 hectares of shea parklands are destroyed on an annual basis. And if you want to localize it, it is about 5 spot areas. And these areas are the places that are predominantly charcoal producing communities. So if you are here and you are one of the charcoal users, you contribute to this particular value. Okay? And this is very alarming. To have 5 trees being destroyed per week per community in the north is extremely unacceptable. Again, as earlier on indicated, about 40% of the current fruits are collected. So even if we don't plant more, we still have 60% of the fruit in the wild, which we can bring back home and increase the value we are getting. So we have a huge growth potential still lying in the bush. And that's what we need to work on. While the academicians and the research scientists are still working on the gestation period of the shea tree itself. What is also very interesting is the fact that about 90% of the workforce in this value chain are women. And therefore, by touching it, you are touching almost 90% of women in this particular country. So any intervention directed towards women and youth, shea is one of the main things to do. So for Ghana specifically, we currently export almost about 70,000 metric tons, valued at about $112 million. And if we are just collecting 40% and we can rate this, it means we have several potential. We can actually hit $1 billion if we can get at all the other ones. About 1 million women are involved in the shea sector, laboring, and in fact, let me say, if they ever go on strike, know that the whole world is going to be affected because nobody will pick the nut any longer. Again, for the shea sector for this year, the current government under his leadership, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, has given a reassurance and endorsement to develop the shea sector. And then I find myself not capable of announcing all. The director is here. He will come and give us a speech also as well. In terms of climate change, which is real in northern Ghana, shea has been noted as one of the key trees that can help address issues of climate change. So the protection of the shea parklands and all those who know of carbon is one of the good tree crops that you can deal with. Then what is also very important is how this shea fits into 4 key things in the government. First is the government agricultural and economic transformation agenda. It addresses that very well. The President's vision on accelerating export development, it addresses that also. Again, we have the Tree Crop Development Authority. Shea fits in very well. And finally, intervening in the shea sector will contribute to several sustainable development goals, particularly 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. So these are some of the key things that the shea sector is all about. So what definitely are we going to do within the Shea Expo? So far, there are several shea conferences in Ghana and worldwide. But we can say authoritatively that the World Shea Expo is by far one of the largest conferences that brings people all the way from the collectors to the final producers. And we have done that last year, 2024, and this year we are trying to double the numbers. So it's a large gathering and it's a place for you to come and network. So with the endorsement of His Excellency President Mahama, we organize and also in partnership with the PR, Presidential Initiative on Agriculture and Agribusiness in the Office of the President. We are organizing this expo to unearth all these advantages for the country. Again, this particular landmark is purely under the leadership of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. And we are hoping to bring about 8,000 individual participants across the entire value chain to the event in Tamale, September. Basically, the aim will be to drive economic growth, and bringing all these people together, we will be able to create matchmaking activities for the actors. For the objectives of the Shea Expo 2025, first of all, it will be to expand international markets and investments potential in the shea sector. We are also going to use this particular platform to showcase Ghana's shea quality and its capacity to the global buyers of shea. Again, we want to acknowledge and celebrate the contributions of our dear women, mothers, wives, sisters, all over the shea producing areas, and several speakers have mentioned that already. We will also create a deeper participation for women and youth involvement in the shea sector. Again, we want to promote climate smart practices and biodiversity conservation. You already know, Northern Ghana is fast becoming, in quote, a desert, but we believe that by continuous protection and conservation of this shea tree, we can reclaim the northern part of the country. Finally, we want to facilitate business-to-business matchmaking exercises training opportunities in terms of cosmetics formulation and quality and standardization, as well as providing mentorship sections for our youth and women-led businesses in Northern Ghana as well. In terms of key components, you've already heard it, the event itself will take place in Tamale from September 2nd to September 4th. And basically it will consist of exhibitions, technical presentations, panel discussions, business-to-business sections, youth entrepreneurial workshops, which will involve a lot of business trainings, quality standards training, policy dialogues, as well as some field visits and sustainability practices. So let's be together and see how we can carry out these activities. In terms of our expected outcomes, we will boost the share exports for foreign earnings. 8,000 people will participate. More than 150 business-to-business linkages will be carried out. We are expecting more than 200 SMEs to be empowered through their presence. And also we will contribute significantly to the SDG 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. And finally, we will also ensure that share parkland regeneration and conservation activities are brought through the table and discussed thoroughly and implemented fully, so that those who are probably dependent on charcoal, this is a time for us to look for alternative ways of getting them efficient fuel. With the 8,000, we'll cut across all the entire value chain, as I mentioned to you at the event. What next? So far, all the speakers here call on us not to have it just as an event, but as to have it as a process where we will get tangible results also for the future. 3 main sustainability measures for us. First of all, we see this as an economic empowerment opportunity because we are going to be fostering inclusive economic growth and livelihood enhancement through sustainable share industry development. Again, social inclusion, we will be promoting gender equality, community resilience, and cultural heritage within the share growing areas. Finally, for environmental perspective, the conference again will be advancing conservation efforts, climate resilience related activities, ecosystem sustainability, and safeguarding the share resource as one of the natural resources that we have that unfortunately we are allowing to be destroyed. Let me use this particular opportunity to acknowledge the tremendous role being played by the Office of the President, led by Dr. Boama Otokunu, as the Director for the Special Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness. We have GEPA, they'll be hosting us, Exim Guarantee Bank, the Northern Development Authority, Cocoa Board is here, our partners, Cocoa Shea, thank you very much. We also have the Ghana Enterprise Agency. I know you are keeping almost all the SMEs in the country. We have our Tree Crop Development Authority, also responsible for the regulations. And we cannot forget the research component. The West Africa Center for Share Innovation and Research, housed by the University of Development Studies, Tamale. Thank you very much for all that. In conclusion, the time is now. The time is now for us to all join hands to highlight the socio-economic and environmental potential of the share industry, encompassing the tree itself, the kernel, which most of us call the nuts, and the butter, as one of the conduit for a viable cash crop with a very strong and high potential for export, a very high potential for economic creation, employment creation, a very high opportunity for income generation, and a very good conduit for climate change mitigation elements. Let me use this opportunity to once again thank all of you for coming around. Savannah Golden Tree is championing the process, but backed by the Office of the President as well. And this is an opportunity for us to develop the share sector. You have seen the figures, you have seen the statistics. Something must be worrying you. And therefore, if something worries you, let's renew our commitment to the development of the share sector. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Opoku.
Thank you very much, Eric. Please, shall we put our hands together for him? I wasn't disappointed with the presentation he did, and I believe neither were you. Were you disappointed? No. He delivered. He has proven to us that indeed he's a PhD student. Yes, and he has already passed his Viva. Thank you very much, Mr. Eric. At this juncture, we are going to go into the unveiling of the theme and websites for this event. And to help us do that, we would invite reps from these institutions. We have PIA, that is the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness. Dr. Peter Boama Otokono, please, could you please come up stage? Please, let's put our hands together for them as I call them. And then SGTL, Savannah Golden Tree Limited. Please let your rep be walking towards us here. And the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Exim Bank rep, Ghana Enterprise Agency rep, Cocoa Board rep, Kokoshi rep, TCDA, Tree Crops Development Authority, NDA, Mountain Development Authority, Ghana Commercial Bank, NIB, DPG, UDS, and then a share collector, one rep from the women who collect the share. So please, let's and so this is going to be a symbolic unveiling, a symbolic unveiling. And so from the technical room, the unveiling will be done, and then you see the theme on the screens that we have around. Thank you very much. Technical team, please.
Thank you very much. Oh, Regional Minister, join us. This is a sacrilegious omission. So, Honorable Regional Minister, join us. The technology people, are you ready? And so this is a very unique opportunity, and on behalf of the key partners for this very significant, important national venture, and on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we officially declare the second World Shea Expo 2025 duly launched. So whatever you see on the screen is what we want to show to the world, representing our mission coming 2nd September to the 4th of September 2025. Thank you very much. Prince.
Okay, so I was just waiting for the theme to show up on the screens before I call the big man himself to come and deliver his speech. As it is with technology, even though we had tested it several times, you saw how it played out. And so now we have the theme on the screen, empowering women and youth-led SMEs, the role of government and financial institutions. And so at this point, we would call on the director of the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Agribusiness to come and deliver a speech in line with the theme that has just been unveiled. Please, shall we put our hands together for Dr. Peter Tukono-Buama as he comes to the podium. Thank you, sir.
Don't worry, please. I pardon you for struggling to mention my name. When I go to Honorable Adolph's hometown in the north, they call me Atukono. So you are excused. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, development partners here present, friends of Ghana's share industry, cherished members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, I am deeply honored to welcome you to this all-important press launch of the Second World Shea Expo 2025. Today's gathering marks more than the beginning of another event in our national calendar. It marks a renewed commitment to transforming the shea industry into a powerful vehicle for inclusive growth, economic empowerment, and global competitiveness. This year's Shea Expo is guided by a forward-looking and deeply relevant theme, as rightly unveiled, empowering women and youth-led SMEs in the shea value chain, the role of government and financial institutions. The choice of this theme is both deliberate and strategic. It reflects the reality that women and the youth are not just bystanders in the shea industry, but rather its backbone. Over 1 million women and young people are involved across the shea value chain, from nut harvesting and processing to product development and marketing. And yet too many are excluded from the meaningful economic returns due to limited access to finance, weak infrastructure, and inadequate policy support. This we seek to change. The World Shea Expo is not just the largest multi-stakeholder event in this sector, but it is the single most impactful platform to bring together key players, share innovation, foster investments, and shape policies that work. Scheduled for the 2nd to the 4th of September 2025, in the vibrant city of Tamale, the Expo is being organized by the Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness at the Office of the President in partnership with Savannah Golden Tree Limited, the Ghana Export Promotion Authority GEPA, Ghana Exim Bank, Cocoa Board, the Tree Crop Development Authority, and our friends from Kokoshi. We are expecting over 8,000 participants representing women cooperatives, youth-led businesses, processors, exporters, international buyers, financial institutions, development agencies, traditional authorities, and the media. This event would include exhibitions, panel discussions, investment forum, policy dialogues, training workshops, and field visits. These programs are carefully designed to unlock new opportunities in the value chain. We are building on the momentum of the 2024 edition, which resulted in over 150 business-to-business linkages, export opportunities worth close to $1 million, and a significant progress in standards for development of the shea industry. Also, we made significant progress in product packaging and cooperative strengthening. This year, we intend to double that impact. We are not just showcasing the products, we are showcasing potential. Ghana is ready to lead. In 2023, Ghana was ranked as the top global exporter of shea butter and currently producing an estimated capacity of between 130,000 to 150,000 metric tons of shea nuts annually. This is valued at some 118 million US. However, as we know, and the story was earlier told, we are only able to recover 40% of this nuts. That means that if we put in more effort to recover more of this nuts, we would be able to significantly double, multiply these gains that we get from the shea nuts. However, with the introduction of the 24-hour economy policy, we are setting a new national ambition by investing in modern processing facilities, mechanized harvesting, cold storage, and all-season logistics. We are confident Ghana can increase the shea nut production to 400,000 metric tons annually, valued at some $640 million. This is not just a projection. This is a practical possibility, backed by science, the markets, and political will. The 24-hour economy will ensure that economic activity is no longer constrained by daylight or outdated infrastructure. For the shea sector, this means increasing processing time, reduced post-harvest losses, faster market linkages, and greater employment opportunities, particularly for our women and the young people. This government, under the visionary leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, is not only supportive, we are driving policy, making investments, and delivering the results. One of our flagship commitments is the full revival of the Bupe Shea Processing Factory, established by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama in 2012. Once a key industrial asset for the northern Ghana, the factory was neglected for years. Today, rehabilitation efforts are underway to revamp its operation. When fully operational, it will have the capacity to process over 60,000 metric tons of shea nuts annually and can peak at 180,000 metric tons of shea nuts under a 24-hour operation. It can create 300 to 1,000 direct jobs and more than 10,000 indirect jobs. This has the potential to anchor a network of smallholder cooperatives across the 5 regions. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen of the press, at Jerigo in Tamale lies another success story of a private sector-driven, woman-led shea value chain agribusiness. Nuts for Growth Limited, and I see Dora here. Give a round of applause to Dora. Dora has established a Nuts for Growth factory that is processing 300 metric tons of shea nuts a day and producing high-value shea butter products for export. And she has an advanced modern technology-driven facility with an annual production capacity of 90,000 metric tons. And she can do twice of that in the 24-hour economy. The Mahama-led administration is taking bold policy steps to correct structural imbalances in the sector
By 2026, the government will implement a phased ban on the export of raw shea nuts. Ghana must move from being a raw material exporter to a nation of value-added excellence. This ban will allow local processors to expand, build capacity, and create export-ready brands that capture higher earnings in the international markets. The shea tree, which takes up to 20 years to mature, are not a renewable firewood source. No. They are a strategic national resource. Keeping the shea tree is non-negotiable. It's a necessity. And because of this, PIA, in partnership with Crop Research Institute, or Cocoa Research Institute of Ghana, shall in the coming months work to supply viable shea seedlings, to grow new plantations of shea trees, and to replace those that are lost through bushfires and other deforestation activities. We shall also be collaborating with GEPA and the Ghana Standard Authority to roll out enforceable national standards for both shea kernels and the shea butter, so that it will be acceptable on the international market. These standards will enable the Ghanaian products to meet the requirements of premium markets across Europe and the Western world. In addition, the Mahama government shall work to provide direct support for women cooperatives, youth entrepreneurs, research institutions, and processes in the value chain to enhance our production competitiveness. This year's Expo's outcomes are expected to be significant. We anticipate empowering over 200 SMEs and youth-led businesses, generating millions in investment leads, facilitating over 150 B2B partnerships, and enhancing policy dialogues across sectors. This shall afford us the opportunity to amplify Ghana's progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals, specifically Goal 1, 5, 8, 13, and 15. These goals relate to poverty reduction, gender equality or mainstreaming, decent work, climate action, and biodiversity protection. I would like to take a moment to appreciate the exceptional leadership of the Savannah Golden Tree Limited and our institutional collaborators, GEPA, GESM, Kokoshi, Cocoa Board, TCDA, and so on, the Northern Regional Coordinating Council. Your dedication has brought this Expo to life. But we must go further. To the private sector, this is your opportunity to invest in a resilient, viable, and profitable industry. To our development partners, Ghana is open to collaboration. Join us in funding innovation, infrastructure, and skills development. To financial institutions, we challenge you to create innovative financial tools designed for women cooperatives and youth-led SMEs. And to the media, we encourage you to join us in telling the Ghana share story. We should tell it very loudly, very proudly, and consistently. In conclusion, let me reiterate that President Mahama's vision is a Ghana share industry that serves as a national strategic priority. It represents our determination to build a prosperous, inclusive, and export-ready agricultural sector. The Second World Shea Expo 2025 is not just a celebration, it is a platform for transformation. It is an expression of a government that is serious about industrialization, rural development, and climate smart agriculture. So I call on all of you to join us in Tamale this September. Come and witness innovation. Come and forge partnerships. Come and help shape the future of Ghana's shared economy. Together, let us build an industry that works for the people, that protects the environment, and contributes to Ghana's long-term economic development. On this note, once again, and on behalf of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, I declare the second World Shea Expo 2025 duly launched. Thank you, and may God bless our beloved country, Ghana, and make us greater and stronger. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, shall we put our hands together once again for Doctor. The doctor has spoken. We are moving from the export of raw shea to a value addition of share by 2026. And so if you are an operator within the value chain and all you do is the export of raw share, you need to rethink it. And if you want to do something about it, the best place to be is Tamale from the 2nd of September to the 4th of September. And like he rightly said, come and witness innovation. Please, shall we put our hands together once again for Dr. Hon.Eric Opoku. We will now call for a group picture for all our partners, our CEOs here, our ministers here, and all that. So please, kindly come upstage whilst we take a group photograph with you. Okay. Let's move it. So some cuts for
Let Dora come close. Already you are laughing me. Okay. Dora, come this way. So that he doesn't get to after. Thank you.
So we call on the chairman of the National Planning Committee of the World Shea Expo 2025 in the person of Mr. Alexander Dajawa to give us a closing remarks, please. Shall we please appreciate him as he was with
Hello to everybody. and privileged to be called upon to give the vote of thanks, actually the vote of thanks, on behalf of the Planning Committee for the second edition of the World or Global Shea Expo 2025. I will want to take this opportunity to thank very much Dr. Peter Otokuno, through him to His Excellency the President, for making sure that this second edition of the program is held. We also want to thank everybody, all the partners. Indeed, we have had a long list of partners who together will be able to deliver this important program come September 2025. We expect to have a very good one with His Excellency the President giving his full backing for it. The essence of it is, as we have all heard, to make the shea product from Ghana the #3 agricultural product. We have cocoa, we have cashew, and then certainly we should have also shea in the three important tree crops that we have. Not only that, we have other diversified tree crops that we'll be looking at through TCDA's mandates, i.e. coconut. And I would like to announce also that the coconuts, we have a special program also for coconuts, which we call the Coconut World or International Coconut Festival, which will also be coming at the heels of this one. So we want to plead that we all support. The ultimate is to increase our non-traditional export revenue with a target of $25 billion in the next few years. And with the President's commitment, I'm sure that this is going to happen. Finally, weather this morning. You know, in the morning there were some threats from the sky, but God has been good to us to enable us, and it was showers of blessing. So I thank you all for coming, and let's all make it happen in September 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alexander Dajawa. Please, shall we all be seated? Shall we still be seated? To the media, you would have the opportunity to interview our dignitaries before they leave. So please get yourselves ready for that. Those of you distributing, please do it quickly, quickly, quickly. It has been a great program, a very good one. Please, let's put together our hands for all of us once again. We've all done well, we've all done well. This meeting was supposed to have taken 2 hours. We've done so under 2 hours. Please, let's speed up. In the next minute or two, we should be done with what we are doing, please.